Hey, it's Sam. I'm here in Chicago, actually, making a quick video because we have pretty important astrological configuration coming up here in the next couple weeks. Actually, we have the planets Mars and Venus will both be debilitated, so it's a good chance, it's a good opportunity to talk about Mars and Venus, their role in relationships and whatnot, and also the exaltation and debilitation points, and also, you know, why they are where they are, and those kinds of things. So, on August 11th, Venus will be debilitated in Virgo. It'll be there for a few weeks, and then August 18th, Mars will be in Cancer, and where he'll be debilitated for a few weeks, about 6 weeks for Mars, and about three and a half weeks for Venus. I don't have it right in front of me right now, but I wanted to shoot this quick video because I'm in Chicago, looking at the big buildings. Show you some of the big buildings of Chicago, and wanted to make a quick video because this is important now. You know, we might be having a little sort of hissy fit for those few days because both Mars and Venus are going to be weak. So with Mars debilitated, we might be kind of wearing our emotions on our sleeve and not feeling so individually disciplined, individually strong and powerful, which is not so bad often, especially if Venus is doing okay, because then we can just feel like we want to relax into our partnership. But then Venus will also be debilitated, which means things just don't make us as happy as we would like. Now, this is what Venus in Virgo is about. You know, Venus is the principle of happiness, what makes us happy, where we find it, how much we value others based on our desires and whether those desires are getting met. It also has a lot to do with the sort of unreal relationship fantasy projection that we tend to have. So Venus is exalted in Pisces, where we're sort of happy for no reason, where really anything kind of makes us happy, and where we have a sort of fatalistic, you know, it's just beautiful to be alive kind of feeling. And, you know, we have very few conditions on what makes us happy. Pisces is a sign that doesn't have a lot of conditions. Unconditional happiness is typified by the Venus in Pisces example, which is where Venus is exalted. Venus in Virgo is where there's a lot of conditions. Virgo is about hair-splitting details, conditions. Sometimes when people have like a kind of hyper Virgo nature with a lot of planets there, or they really have a lot of Virgo stuff going on, they can like hair split down to like the most fine delineation, like this is the thing I want, and it's just like so microbial that you could never satisfy it, really. And just little hints, sometimes as astrology clients, they can be some of the tougher ones for my astrology students, because sometimes they think they want something that's so like microbial that it's really hard to please them, to get down to what they really quote want. And that's one of the biggest things they need to learn, is how to relax that, you know, sort of hyper need for detail. Like, I need this detail, then I'll be happy, right? So this is where Venus can really get overdone, and it's where we place a lot of conditions on our happiness. So the opposite of happy for no reason is unhappy for every reason, as an extreme. Now, I'm not trying to criticize Virgo people, not at all. I have a lot of Virgo friends, love them. I'm just saying, as a exaggeration, you can see that kind of thing played out in the Virgo, in like the negative Virgo psychology. So, you know, with Mars, it's, you know, Mars is exalted in Capricorn because Mars is actually the planet where we need to destroy things. And destruction is part of life. Nothing can be created without something being destroyed. So the reason you haven't created what you want in your life is because you're hanging on to things that are preventing you from creating them. In order for you to actually create them, you have to destroy what is not working. And so creation and destruction aren't even really opposite. They're part of the same thing. The first act of creation is actually destruction. This is why in the Hindu Trinity, Lord Shiva is first. He's at the tamasic level, which means the form. First, you need to destroy the form that is occluding your path to manifestation, because you've manifested things. They just might not be the proportion or the thing that you want. And the reason nothing else is there is because you haven't destroyed that yet. And I don't just mean in the form, but I mean the psychological form that you have. Your karma is not just the external, it's the internal first. So Mars wants to destroy what's making us weak and replace it with what's making us strong. So in Capricorn, Mars is exalted because Capricorn is also a Tamasic sign ruled by Saturn, which is focused on the long-term goal, not the short-term benefit or the emotion of the moment or the unsatisfied feeling or the thing I want right now and how it makes me feel if I get it or if I don't get it. That feeling in the moment is the sign of Cancer. So it's better when Mars is not there, because it's better that we don't act impulsively, which is Mars, in the moment, or I'm sorry, based on our momentary emotions. Walking down the street and somebody looks at you that you don't like, it's best that you don't go out and punch them in the face. It's better that you have a little bit of detachment from your emotions, and this is why Mars is exalted in Capricorn, because Mars is the part of you that would go up and punch somebody in the face, for instance, or go up and destroy something. When Mars is difficult, we can have issues with planning for things, or we are always dismantling or destroying the wrong things and then having to live with that. Often it has to do with personal relationships. Nothing wrong with Mars, nothing wrong with destroying things. It's just, what are we destroying? We need to destroy our darkness. We need to destroy our ignorance. That's the highest Mars. Because literally, Mars is the energy we're putting into destroying what we think is making us weak. And it's based on our principles. This is why when we argue, it's always the principle of the thing, right? It's never, well, it's not just that they said that, but it's the principle of the thing. Of course it is. That's Mars, the principle. Our actions are based on our principles. And so when we destroy something that we don't like, it's not because it's possible that the thing actually was not right or wrong. I mean, this is the thing that we lose in Mars. It's very black and white. It's like, well, that's just wrong. Well, according to who? According to what? According to the Mars in us. Mars is the energy that we're using to defend our principles and to destroy what we think needs to be destroyed because it's making us weak. And again, this is an amalgam. This is a result of our life experience, our teachings, our commitments, and things that have gone on for a long time. And that is, the aggregate of our experience and the values and the principles and the things that we've accumulated in our life is what Mars really defends in the form of our principles. And when he's powerful, we're disciplined enough to actually sacrifice our happiness in the moment in order to do what we know is right, rather than argue about it with others or act impulsively in the moment because I'm not happy right now, so now I'm going to argue with you. Again, that impulsive, emotional Mars in the moment can do a lot of damage. And again, the way to really look at these exaltation and debilitation points isn't necessarily that they have to be literal. We don't have to say that, Mars has to be debilitated in order for it to, quote, be bad in the chart. This is an archetype. Difficult Mars energy can be understood by assessing the exaltation and debilitation points. So the difficult Mars can be understood by assessing the Mars in Cancer principle. Powerful Mars energy can be seen by looking at Mars in the Capricorn principle. This is in Brihadarashara. The exaltation points are in the chapters on the planets. These are qualities of the planet, just like with Venus, like I said. So the planet doesn't have to be there in order for us to be able to learn a great lesson and in order to get a deeper understanding of the planet. The exaltation and debilitation points give us a deeper understanding of that energy in as a force of manifestation. So starting, around the middle of August, you're going to have both these planets debilitated for a few weeks. So like I said, relationships might be kind of a sort of fuss fest, fussy, where we're not really feeling like we're so disciplined and strong, and which isn't so bad sometimes, because then we can just relax into the partnership more. But then even that might feel kind of, well, this doesn't make me happy either. So just watch that sort of, fussy, cranky nature from the middle of August to the end of it. So I hope this was helpful for you. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. One more quick look at Chicago.